tell him that that I feel like I walk on eggshells when I have to talk about my feelings. He'll get sad or mad and start blaming himself and saying bad things about himself like he did last night. And every time that I mention my feelings, it ends up with him, blaming himself. And then instead of me getting the reassurance that I was looking for, it's me being the one apologizing and me being the one reassuring.
Okay. So he flips, the script on that when you're trying to express yourself. Is that it? And that's a common thing that occurs? Okay. I'm sorry that happens whenever y'all do talk about those things, because I understand how frustrating that can be, especially after you've already, have dealt with that before, and now you already know and kind of have that routine in your head, and now you truly are walking on eggshells when it comes to those things with him. And I know that's frustrating. And I'm sorry that always happens when you're trying to express your feelings, that it ends up coming back on him. Like coming back for you, feeling bad for him. Is he aware that you feel that way whenever you try and express your feelings? In the sense of starting that conversation. This is how I'm feeling. I just want your validation and affirmation. I want, talk about, affirming me.
He is. I've mentioned it a lot of times before when we've had similar situations, but he just, it seems like there's always a way to turn it around. Well, like, if I say, well, you're turning this on yourself, you're making it about yourself, when I was just simply asking for a little bit of reassurance, and he just says, well, I can't ever express myself, I won't make things about myself ever again, and I'm sorry that I'm always neglecting your feelings. And it's just happened a lot, that same conversation, that every time I'm like, well, why do you say you're a bad person? Why are you saying you did something wrong? Like, why do you neglect how I feel? If you keep hurting me and say that you do a lot of bad things to hurt me, what are those bad things? Do you yourself see what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
And he just seems to push it away. Like, anytime I try to talk about why he is the way he is, or why he neglects how I feel, he just doesn't want to respond.
So he starts stonewalling, and do you know what stonewalling is? Or I guess it could also be known as like shutting down. Like stonewalling in conversations or relationships is whenever you're trying to discuss something with someone, and you want answers, they just kind of build that wall up, and they start refusing to answer, and like they start neglect, like not wanting to answer, choosing trying to change the subject, not wanting to talk about it. So it's kind of like stonewalling you into like not being able to have that conversation in a way. So, and that seems to be what he does whenever you do bring up those problems. He takes it to like 0 to 100. And it's been frequently recently.
Kind of, yeah.
is it having an effect on you mentally from your everyday activities, or that overall emotional state that you have day to day?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's relationship issues definitely can take that. It's definitely disheartening, and I'm sorry that that's affecting you in other aspects of your life. Is there, I guess, if you were to close your eyes and wake up the next day with everything, his insecurities or things he has, gone, what would that, I guess, look like to you? What would him reaffirming how you feel look like?
I'm not sure. I mean, I've known him for 2 years, and he's always been the same about his insecurities and how he reacts to things. And when I've mentioned to it that it isn't fair that I'm the only one putting in effort to change and he isn't, and it still feels like I'm not enough, that it hurts that I have to change a lot of things about myself just to make him feel comfortable or better, but he can't do the same for me.
So something that I guess a flag that rose up for me hearing that from you is the statement you said saying, I have to change. I'm the only one changing and trying to grow in this relationship. That doesn't really put off or rub well, hearing that, because I don't want you to feel like you have to change for his comfortability. Y'all should be able to be comfortable together, or in the sense that I don't want you to lose who you are because of him, because that happens in relationships a lot of times. People may lose who they are in that relationship, and it takes over and it turns them into someone they're not, or someone they don't recognize anymore. And I don't want you to put yourself down because of that, or change morals and values that you have because of that. And I guess we got a close-up view of that, that the relationship issues. I guess in a wider span and outside look, what values and I guess what are you looking, and what values and characteristics in a relationship do you want? And then we'll talk about those, and then kind of bring them into what you're struggling with now, and see if we can work towards that. Yeah? Do you have any values or core beliefs that you think a relationship, or what you want in your relationship to be? And you can imagine yourself with Prince Charming. Imagine the perfect relationship. What characteristics and things do you want within that for you and your person?
Well, just more commitment and actually matching energy, and keeping promises and not just having words without actions.
Okay.